Thanks, Robert, and welcome back to our English language gathering. Before we start, please reach out to your tens and invite everyone. Also, please turn your cameras on so we may see your smiling faces. Now, with our opening intention, John?
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, friends. Opening intention. The Torah came and contained a rule in which everything is included. Love your neighbor as yourself. As yourself without any differentiations. As yourself without divisions, without tricks or ploys, completely as yourself. Ramchal, Mesilat, Yesharim, chapter 11. L'chaim, friends. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Today's subject will be our ongoing and upcoming World Kabbalah Convention gathering in the 10. And now our Arvut team with your questions, Chaim, Zohar, and Grisha. Gentlemen?
Hello, friends. Hey, Joe, I see you in Florida. What is it, holiday leave back to the mainland or to the homeland, or what is it? Okay, good to see you. Okay, wait. Remove pin from Florida. So yeah, guys, it's great to see you. And we know we have a Congress coming up, right? How are your preparations going? From some of the feedback that I get, both in the English department and in the content team, there seems to be a bit of a panic going on around it because of people not having enough information. Is that true, or is just a panicked people are sending us panicked messages, and not everyone is really actually that stressed up? Things are okay. You guys understand what's going on, basically? Yeah? You get together, you watch the lessons, and in between, you have a good time together. That's basically it. That's the Congress. Everyone got that idea? That's the skeleton. Okay? All right. So let's get into that a little more in order to prepare ourselves on a slightly deeper level. Not taking away the fun, God forbid, but just going a little deeper so that we all know not only where we're going and what for, but that we're actually beginning to feel this excitement of, toward the connection. When you have this, like, when you're traveling somewhere and you're getting ready for it, you have this excitement that build up inside of you. Let's get it going. So first of all, you're invited to ask questions. Whenever you have one, either switch on this hand mark or just open your mic and ask the question freely, no problem. And let's talk about the preparation for the Congress. So first of all, you guys, not all the Congress materials have been uploaded yet, not in English anyway. I think it's uploaded only in Hebrew for now. It's in the process of being translated. During this week, however, everything should be uploaded. What does that mean? It means you guys asked for sample lineups. Some of you guys said that it would help you. Those are going to be available. Music, there will be playlists. And by lineups, I don't just mean lessons. I mean everything, Yeshivat Chaverim and cultural evenings and walks. And every kind of event is going to be up there. And if something's missing, let us know. What else is going to be up there? The schedule, of course. And all the information, the dates, all of that. You guys can meet where it is most convenient for you. Since there will be no broadcasts, or even if there is, you can switch it off. The Arvut is open for you all the time, so you can meet there. If you don't have a paid Zoom account that you can use indefinitely, and you have to restart over, every 40 minutes, then you can just go into the Arvut system and use it there. Of course, you can't share a screen, but you can still use it. I would recommend, however, for virtual tens to buy your own Zoom account. Per person, it's nothing, really. If you divide it up, it's really nothing. We're talking about what, $1, $2, $3 per person. It's nothing. For every meal that you would get together, you would pay 10 times more, right? So really, it's worthwhile, and then you don't have to worry about times. So that's very convenient. So I would recommend that. What else that's technical I wanted to say? If you guys have any technical questions, just throw them at me, and we'll see if I can handle them. If not, I'll ask. Okay, so let's go over the lesson topics, okay? So you know that when does the Congress begin? Let's hear you guys out. It's a trick question.
Thursday, Friday.
Now.
Huh?
Now.
What did I hear?
Now.
Well, yeah, well, okay, not that tricky.
On Thursday.
Thursday, right. The zero lesson. Right. So the morning before the Congress, the morning lesson before the Congress, Thursday morning lesson, is preparation for an attack. It's not a Congress lesson officially, but it is like part of the Congress in terms of how we're working on it. The whole day is supposed to be dedicated to preparations. By that time, it should be mainly internal preparations, of course. But I know in my 10, we are like taking this whole day as a preparation for the attack, which is the Congress itself, of course. And since it's the topic of the morning lesson, everything is going to rely on that morning lesson. So that's lesson number 0. Lesson number 1. Where is it? I had it right in front of me. Here. Lesson number 1, the greatness of the Creator. Here, I'm assuming that the 10s in the US, it'll be Thursday evening. You guys will already be together, either physically or virtually. So, lesson number 1 is the greatness of the Creator. Lesson number 2, that's your morning lesson on Friday. The joy in the gathering. Lesson number 3, the evening lesson, Friday evening lesson, annulment and devotion. Lesson 4, that's your morning lesson, Friday morning lesson, Saturday morning lesson. Love will cover all crimes. Lesson 5, Saturday evening. Am I correct? Yeah. Saturday evening. I wish we prayed all day. And the last official lesson of the Congress is your Saturday morning, your Sunday morning, a covenant in the 10. All the study materials will be uploaded on the site if they're not uploaded there already. And why is that important? Because officially we use the study materials only during the lesson, right? But since everything besides the lessons now is our own making, it is likely that we will want to create some events based on the previous lesson or on the upcoming lesson as preparation for the next lesson. So I think it's important that the study materials are there, available, so you can use them for whatever program you guys want to build, whether it's a reflection on a previous lesson or a preparation for the next lesson. You may want to use the study materials of that lesson. So it's good to have them available. What else? Let's hear you guys. How are you preparing? I know we heard a lot from the friends who are preparing physically. Let's put some emphasis on friends who are getting together virtually this time. Friends who are getting together physically, it's also fine. You can also share. But let's hear the virtual friends first. All right. So who wants to share? Who wants to jump in the way?
Time.
Nachshon. Yes.
It's my understanding that KABU 2 is already prepared to help us. KABU 2?
Right. KABU 2, go ahead and help us.
Hello, friends. My name is Natalie. I'm from Virtual W2, and I have a beautiful 10, and we're in preparation for a long time now. And we all know that the Congress starts with the preparation for the Congress. Achieving a stronger and more heartfelt connection between us is what we desire. It is the essence of our lives. And that's what I see in my 10 right now as we're approaching the Congress. We're getting closer to one another, more inspired, and all fired up with our common intention to unite and come into dvikut with the Creator in order to transcend His life to the whole world. And now in a little bit more in details of what we're doing, our Ami would like to say something. Go ahead, Ami, please.
Thank you, Natalie. Hi, friends. Can I share? I guess let me try. So first, before I share, I'm gonna just give a brief explanation. We put together a document. It's not the final document. We're still working on it. We were able to find a 12-hour window on Friday that all friends were available. We know it's going to change, so just keep that in mind. It's not the final version. Here we go. So we have divided the day Friday from 12 p.m. Eastern time to 11 p.m. As you can see, we divided the blocks into starting with a hummus meal, which is breakfast for some of us and lunch for others. Then reading of Zohar, and we have 2 friends in charge of each block. The instructions, we're going to put the special instructions, what we want friends to keep in mind, what items to prepare, and any links to anything that we're providing here. Song, Svetlana and Ella are planning something nice for us. They're not revealing their secrets, so we keep it that way. And then we're going to be doing some walking with intention. Kointa and Francine are going to in charge of intentions. We do need Zoom for that. Games, Nalia and myself. And this is the fun part, cooking together. We're coming up with the same recipe, same ingredients. So we're actually be cooking in the kitchen together, having dinner, prep before prep for the lesson, and then the rest. Yadida, I know Yadida wants to talk more about this. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Ami. Also, we will go through rules of circle one more time, maybe not one more, but several times, and create a game about that, because rules of circle is something very special that our society creates that definitely helps us to be more united. Thank you, friends. And Svetlana, you please next.
Thank you, dearest friends. It's been such an honor to work with you on this preparation. And it hasn't always been peachy. You know, we've had moments where our egos are butting their heads. Friends think they have the best, the biggest, the most wonderful suggestions. We forget to hear each other sometimes. There are a lot of challenges, but this is a perfect opportunity for us to annul to each other, to practice what we learned from our Rav, from our Bash, from our sources. And the whole point of this Congress is to be able to build the center of the 10 outside of ourselves, above our egos. So we're always ending our meetings, which can be very heated. Our preparation meetings end with us annulling and covering all crimes with our love, keeping our intention for reaching Dvikut with our Creator, practicing bestowal. Thank you, friends.
Women's in A10 will be doing everything that's already been said, except we're going to have two 12-hour periods together. And during each of those 12 hours, we're going to be listening, of course, to the live lessons with the entire Kli. And the other perhaps unique thing we're going to be doing is building our own song. We're going to choose some source material, maybe perhaps from the study material, and build the words to the song. And then we're going to get AI to create the melody. And that's all.
More friends, maybe from Kabutu. Are you all done, Kabutu?
Yeah, we
Okay.
only had 3 minutes. They were
All right. So let's hear more friends. I got a request for you, really. Something we really need. We in Petah Tikva have a problem, okay? The whole content team is made, except for one, of people who are from Petah Tikva, the Congress content team, okay? There's one person from Be'er Sheva. So they said, we got a request. Guys, it's wonderful that you are preparing everyone and providing all the materials and everything, but what can you suggest to the virtual tens? So when that question came up to the content team, we all just went kind of and that was it, basically. That was the reply. What you just shared, Ami, I immediately screenshot it and sent it to the content team. If you guys have other charts like that, sheets, things that you prepared for virtual tents that are preparing for the Congress, please share them with me and I will share them with the content team in order for us to share it with the whole world. Kli. Okay? Because we need your experience. In this, you are more experienced than we are. So we want to take advantage of it and just use it for everyone's best. So you guys know how to send it to me. You can either send it to the Arvut team, or you can send it to me via WhatsApp. If someone can write my phone number there, or to my email, my Gmail, whatever. Just share whatever you guys are preparing, and I'll share it with the content team. So it'll be everyone's benefit, our contribution to the world Kli. Okay, more. Thank you, Brenda. More friends are sharing, want to share interesting things they're doing.
Yeah, I would like to share what our 10 USA Midwest is doing. So we are completely virtual. And we know how great it is to meet physically together. And that's why, it's a big push to, not push, but, push to meet physically is only possible. And most of us had physical permanent centers before COVID. And we know how great to sit together in the lesson, how to sing together, how to have a meal together physically. And we had, so many physical mirror congresses, but things change. So our 10 is virtual, and basically we At this point, we never met physically together, the whole 10. The best what we had, it was in the Pennsylvania Congress. And this time we're seriously considering if we could physically meet the whole 10. That was like a huge hisaron in our 10. But we have so many restrictions this time, and then we will meet virtually. We'll try to do our best to meet the whole 10 physically in October, but this time we decided to meet virtually. And on one hand, when we meet virtually, it sounds like it's much easier, right? No travel, no, don't spend money, buy tickets, no special accommodations, uh, rent, Airbnb or something. No need to buy food, prepare together, etc., etc. It's like easier. On the other hand, we need to put much, much more, even more efforts to do, this virtual gathering as much close for, inspiration, for unity, for Arvut as physical. So it probably, requires even more preparation, and we are trying to do that. So let me share, something. We have a schedule which looks like exactly, just a second, exactly like regular Congress. So we are planning to meet for all 3 days. Just a second. Uh, yes. So this is our schedule. I don't want to go through all the details in it. So this is Friday, first day, second day, third day. So we mark here, the events that we need to prepare as a 10. So we have different tabs here. This is like the events that we need to prepare together as a 10. This is like details for each person, with whom, what specific event. So we have basically 5 types of events, and we spread between us like lesson. We prepare a lesson for the 10, very similar to the third part of the lesson. We have it's every day practically. We have a few Yeshivat Haverim, 1 hour lesson, for the 10, 1 hour Yeshivat Haverim, every day. So when we have 1 hour connection activities with all creative things, songs and games, etc., etc. And we have meals, obviously, also with some content, and lesson preparation. Um, yeah, so as I mentioned here, our pairs. Yeah, we split into pairs. Friends prepared that, and let me stop. Let me stop sharing that. So we're already doing that. It's very inspiring. We meet with pairs, and then also we have a mutual meetings. Just before that, we have a mutual meeting when discuss some, approaches and inspire each other. So the preparation is a key, and it makes a difference. Either there's going to be one more event, or it's going to be like event that bring hearts, closer. And virtual congress, virtual connection could be as much inspiring as physical one.
Yeah, I'd like to follow Grisha. I'm in Midwest. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me. I'm getting over a head cold. Oh.
Gala, if you can mute, please.
Anyway, just to follow Grisha. I think one thing that's important to our Midwest 10 is that we're not just going to, we don't come together and create a certain section and say, all right, we got it done, we're done. Our main focus is to make it deep, make something very, very profound with each part that we're responsible for. A lot of times when you maybe create a standard Yeshivat Haverim, okay, yeah, we're done. That's not the case with what we were trying to do in Midwest. We're trying to come to a very deep sense of how we can unify together as a 10 in a very deep way. I guess better to say in a very holy way. So it's not just something, yep, we got it, we're finished. No, we're really taking a lot of time to work together to make sure that every experience that we have all the way through the Congress together is a very deep one. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, John. Yes, Beth.
If you could take more sharing from the Midwest Women's 10 is preparing a hybrid Congress. So some will meet at somebody's house, the others will meet virtually. And we decided after, I forget when it was, but one of the things from that was from Petah Tikva about preparing the Congress from the center of the 10, we decided to prepare absolutely everything together. We do have team leads. I can share our spreadsheet. We have something similar, but maybe, oops, let me try to find the, we have something similar where we have, the times and then the activities. We will be doing activities like everything together. Like we have a team making our meals. We're gonna do the shopping and everybody's gonna make the same meals no matter where we are. We're doing lesson preparation. After the lessons, we're doing excerpts before sleeps or creating a prayer. We have somebody, or we're going to do YH and lesson prep, creating prayers. I said this one already, inspirational walks, workshops, music and singing together, connection activities, resting, meal prepping together, just like everything will be together. And we will do the things on Zoom when we're doing them, in this hybrid way. And we're going to just be like hanging out together the entire time from our various locations and those of us that are all together in a friend's house.
All 3 days?
Yes, all of the days. Well, it's actually even like we start Friday or Thursday, right? Thursday, then there's Friday, Saturday, and then part of Sunday. So, I mean, maybe it's like technically 72 hours, but
Yeah.
it's like 4 days. But yeah, that's what we're
Mhm.
super psyched. And we got really into the preparation. And it just started all coalescing together. And we have a lot more to fill in. We just got this structure done so far.
Great. Wonderful. Really impressive. Wonderful. Ernest.
Hello, friends. Thank you very much. Great progress. Great to see everybody. Yes, the Toronto men are working definitely on the preparation of this 10th Congress. We definitely started this activity like just after the announcement. We held already like 2 meetings with the 10, including today morning. Okay, we confirm we have a spreadsheet. We have defined exactly the activities, responsibilities. Typically, we decided that Saturday will be our main gathering. Okay, it's really been a wonderful day. And the days before, like Friday evening and Sunday morning, okay, Toronto times, okay, it will be typically hybrid. We have superior news. Nadavi from Saskatoon is flying to us. The gathering will be at my place, at my home here in Toronto. Okay, I have a new address now. Okay, and Julian from Ottawa will arrive, and Andrew from the Niagara region will arrive. So we have a strong, powerful gathering. Okay, including defining the friends who is going to be responsible for the content. We will have the what is called the Yeshivat Chaverim. We will have a walk to the park. Okay, nearby. Okay, intentions, readings, preparations, like a cultural evening. So a full plan A to Z by the book. Hopefully everything will work. Let's pray for all the friends, for the whole world clear, and success for everybody. Thank you so much. L'chaim, chaverim et chaverot.
L'chaim. So you are going to be partly partly virtual, partly physical. Great. Yeah.
It's correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there will be other trends like that as well. Okay. Okay, so those are the 10s that are pretty much clear on what they're going to do. Now let's hear the guys who are less confident and less, decisive in terms of what's going to happen, let's hear some questions or doubts or anything that is on your mind that bothers you that you're not sure of with regard to the Congress. Anything at all.
Yeah, if I may ask, so our 10 is completely virtual, and we already tried to explore some hybrid options. They're not going to work. As a group, we've been very focused on building the intention and praying, and like every meetings we have daily in the 10 from beginning of planning, so through April, there is something devoted to the Congress. So we consider the whole weeks of preparation as gathering forces for the Congress. And we also had the good fortune of adding 2 new people to the 10. So the theme of the Congress of culminating in covenant kind of makes sense for us, because we need to reestablish our covenant as a now expanded 10. And where it's not too clear is, so on one hand, we want to dig deeper together and prepare content and like really chew through content and plan it together. On the other hand, everything is available or will be available, prepared from Petah Tikva, all the lineups and so on. And what's your advice in terms of, struggle together or take what's available? Like, what's better?
I kind of lost you in the middle. Struggle together or take what's available in terms of what?
In terms of specific lineups. So we already know that, there'll be lesson, there'll be preparation, there'll be cultural evening. It seems maybe the cop-out is just take everything that Petah Tikva does and just go through that. But, the other opinion is, no, let's, really, work together intensely deeper, like as if nothing is supporting us, and come up with lineup that perfect for us as our group of women in our moment in time.
I understand. Okay, this is a very delicate question. I'm not sure there's one answer that is correct, because just like people are unique, each 10 has its very own character. And what is right for one 10 may not be right for another. So really, at the end of the day, it's up for you, ladies, to decide what is right for you. What I can tell you is that there's no wrong answer. I mean, besides the anchors, because that's a chance to feel everyone. So those you want to be in. Besides that, everything is open for discussion. One thing I know is that being very militant about things doesn't work. It gets people defensive, and people feel that they are forced into activities, or that it's become kind of going by following the letter but not the heart. You know what I'm saying? And then others sometimes feel that if we didn't have one yeshivat chaverim after a lesson and one meal and one walk, then we didn't do what we were supposed to do in between the lessons. Now we're not participating in the Congress properly. Why? Because we didn't do 1, 2, 3. They need to check mark. Otherwise, they feel that they've missed out on an activity. In my 10, but I don't think my 10 is typical. But there are other 10s. I'll give several examples. In my 10, We say, guys, we came here to connect. We came here to love each other. So our lineups, we have lineups for everything, for every spot. And every lineup we have is a basis for changes. We don't even expect the lineup to be followed through. Because one of the things that's typical about R10 is that people like to say, if I may, yeah, they're being polite. If I may interject, and at that moment, that's it. The lineup's gone out the window. Because they're bringing something that's on their heart, or they're not in the right order of the workshop, but it's really, it's pressing them. And they really want to share it, and it's bugging them, and they have to let it out. And who are they going to let it out to if not to us? Right? So our approach is when a friend comes up like that and says, I want to share something, it's really on my mind and I just can't wait for my turn. We say, go ahead. And then we all start talking about that. So we forget about the question, we forget about the lineup, we forget about everything. But we don't forget about connection. Because we do it in order to increase our connection. Because when a friend opens his heart, that's our chance to connect. So we use that. But for other tens, it doesn't work like that. You do that, people freak out. They literally freak out. That's when fights start. So they need to follow the rules. And yeah, we'll have time to open our hearts. At the appropriate time for opening the hearts, you will be able to open your heart. That's how they work. Now, what is right for you, you need to decide. You'll have to find your own version, really. The important thing is to know that each of you is brought here by the Creator for the same goal of revealing Him, of rising above the ego, of covering all crimes with love, and that every friend you have in front of you was picked by the Creator to help you with your own personal correction. So when you approach that, you become when you have that approach, you become a lot more tolerant towards people's differences from you. And that helps a lot. What you do practically with the lineups and all of that, once you have that attitude in mind, everything will work out. Okay. That's very important. And the trick is to keep it throughout the Congress, not just, remember it for 5 minutes and then, the ego grows again. Okay, more.
Cypress added into our chat. We included a 20-minute segment where children are on the screen for a family dance party.
Is that a question?
No, it's a statement.
Okay.
I'd like to add something about what USA Northeast is attempting to do. Since we're using the hours from 7 p.m. Eastern Time Thursday evening until the Yeshivat Havarim on Sunday, we're going to have some empty time on our calendar. And so in that, we're going to be putting together essentially a lineup of the Rabash social writings, recordings, and have that play so that when friends have nothing to do when they just join the Zoom, it'll be essentially there for them to listen to so they don't have to feel they have to talk or participate, just go deeper into the thought.
Good idea. Maybe you can share the playlist with everyone.
I'd like to share one thing real quick, Chaim, and I think it's important also to know, which is on one hand is obvious. So this concept of having anchors and specifically keeping the morning lesson evening for us on the same time is extremely comfortable for North America, because we'll have a night's sleep. For many friends, it's very important. It's much better to accommodate, this schedule to our, normal, days, normal activities.
Yeah, I know. But they wanted to change it back to the usual time when they have congresses at 8 a.m. Israel time. And we managed to correct that this time. Okay, more questions? Maybe something I'm forgetting.
Perhaps you could elaborate on when we prepare our own lessons. I know that my 10 is going to try and do one lesson focusing on the actual process of finding ourselves in faith above reason. But could you suggest other topics?
Personally, like lessons, actual lessons, you already have 6 lessons. I don't understand the need for more lessons besides that. I mean, there's plenty of study already because you have 6 lessons. So maybe, I don't know, I would focus. You can work with the materials. You can do plenty of things with the materials, with the study materials, but a lesson per se as such, why have another one? You don't feel that 6 lessons is enough?
Hi, and there is a document on the Congress website which shows the concept of this Congress, and at the end of this document is like template, and there is a lesson in the 10 and workshop is a suggestion, in this template for us. It's from the concept document in the Congress site.
Okay. For what? For a lesson?
Yeah, let me show. I could share real quick.
No, I believe you. No need to share. I believe you.
Yeah,
You
look,
can
lesson
so
in the 10 and
first of all,
workshop.
Richard, you can use that whatever it is. Where? Okay. So you can use that if you want, but personally, I don't think we're going to have. I know in my 10 we're not going to have any more lessons besides this one. We may be, I don't know, maybe during the walk we'll be reading something, or we'll have time when we just sit together, all of us, and read Rabash, a long article. So we all get into it together. Just go with the flow of Rabash. Not one of the short ones, one of the longer ones. We just go with the flow. But it's not a lesson. It's all of us reading together, trying to maintain our intention, trying to go with the flow. And that's it. That's just an activity. So you can do whatever you want with it.
Well, thanks, Chaim. And a special thanks to the Women's KABU too. And thanks for sharing, friends. And a special thanks to all of you. Now for our closing intention. John?
Yes,
Thank you for all
Richard.
the lineups you sent. You sent all the schedules. Sorry, John, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chaim, for your support. And thank you, friends, 100 friends at some point. Great example of connection. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Richard. Thanks to the Creator. Closing intention. Everyone must make great efforts by himself to create the love of friends in his heart. Rabash, make for yourself a rab and buy for yourself a friend. L'chaim, friends. Till next week.
To know inside there's a candle that glows. And there is no fire that burns like the light of his friends. And we must understand that our work to reveal what's for us can only be done when we join all our hearts into one. And inside there are sparks yearning to unite. All together we pray, make a request to the light. And inside there are sparks yearning to unite in this fire of love. Inside there's a candle that glows, and there is no fire that burns like the light of his friends. And we must understand that our work to reveal what's for us can only be done when we join all our hearts into one. Inside there are sparks yearning to unite. All together we pray, make a request to the light. And inside there are sparks yearning to unite in this fire of love. And inside there are sparks yearning to unite. All together we pray, make a request to the light. And inside there are sparks to unite in this fire of love.
L'chaim, everyone.
Thank you very much. L'chaim, חברים, חברות.